I'm dreaming you and I. All my darkest fears are coming outside. We got a billion races, we got this melody, and you can trust me, baby, we got everything. Call me whenever you feel alone, babe, and when you need to cry, I'll be by your side. Call me whenever you need someone, babe, and when you need to escape from 1,000 fires. I'm gonna kiss you wherever you are, and I'm gonna miss you, I will never lie. Call me whenever you need someone, babe. We're running in the jungle of love. Jungle of love. Listen to my conditions, I got you on my mind. You were stuck in my head and I don't know why. We got a billion races, we got this melody, and you can trust me, baby, we got everything. Call me whenever you feel alone, babe, and when you need to cry, I'll be by your side. Call me whenever you need someone, babe, and when you need to escape from 1,000 fires. I'm gonna kiss you wherever you are, and I'm gonna miss you, I will never lie. Call me whenever you need someone, babe. We're running in the jungle of love.
Well, hello, and we have lost sound. Well, fun. Okay, hang on. First of all, it's really loud. Okay, that's probably better. And then it's always something, guys. Is that it? I think that's it. Okay. Yay, we got background music. Woo! Okay. Hello, how is everybody? It's a Wednesday. If you read our stream header and stuff, we are going to start a project, like an actual, like long-term, multiple stream project. We are going to illustrate a fairy tale, and it's one of the older fairy tales, and I of course don't have it open. It is called East of the Sun, West of the Moon. It looks like it's from like Norway, but honestly, I think it's just one of those stories that like maybe that's where it kind of started solidifying, but I've personally read multiple variations of this already. This version is not necessarily my favorite one, but we're gonna do it. And then there's another one that I want to do called Rose Red and Snow White, which is also very cool. It's also very similar. It starts off similarly anyways. So it's one of those stories. It's like that node before the two things branch off. It's one of those kinds of stories. Like it's a good solid node. East of the Sun and West of the Moon is also one of those nodes. It'd be interesting to see which one came first. We are using a bigger canvas than normal because the plan is to kind of make like a little comic book or something out of it. So we will... That was a huge change in music. We're going to do our warm-ups first. Oh, because I have a crick in my neck. It's been there for a day or two. My hand hasn't been too bad, but I haven't been exercising for a couple of days because I've been really tired. And I don't like being really tired. And I need to raise this up a wee bit. What's that? Is that my phone? That's my phone. You guys don't need to see my phone. I don't need to see my phone. Ugh. God, I really do need to exercise. My body gets all like tight and crampy. Maybe not crampy, but all really tight and inflexible. Inks. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna start with some circles. Go away, assistant. I don't really need you. I'll be warming up. Use your arm. Now we do the other way. These circles are definitely not as nice. But we need to do it so we can get better. Okay, now we do this way. One more. Okay, and now we go the other way. Try to get our brain into art mode. You guys be proud of me. I like gathered all my materials and stuff early today. I was gonna do it yesterday, but like I got off work and I was just so sleepy. Okay. Do new layer. Oh, eyeballs. Let's do our hash marks. We'll do top to bottom. Go left to right. go bottom to top. And then right to left. Then we'll go diagonal top to bottom. And diagonal right to left, or left to right. That was not exactly how I wanted to do it. Okay, and then diagonal bottom to top. I don't think that was the way I wanted to go. Pretty sure I wanted to go diagonal and then diagonal that way. Cool. I'm gonna delete that again. We'll do some spirals. Get our warm-ups in. Stretches. Help us focus. I'm pretty excited to do this. I've been wanting to pick up Sir Lemon stuff for a while. I haven't sent out the stuff for the people that volunteered to write the stories for Sir Lemon for the last batch of Sir Lemon stuff we did for Inktober, whenever that was. It was years ago. We'll get there. We'll get there. Maybe this will prompt me to help, or prompt me to work on it. Oh. Okay, we did that. So, because we're working from a story, and we are not making up the story ourselves, we are going to maybe cut and paste some of the text in here, and we can work on like little batches of text, maybe a couple paragraphs at a time or something. We don't need anything that big. So, you go to my Word doc. Copy. Paste. This is not like a hugely long story. Well, okay, it's 10 pages, it's 4,176 words. And when we put it in the comic book format, we might reword it a little bit. Alright, so these are like the first 2 paragraphs, I think. And it's hard to read. Hold on, let's do this. Select all, text, not what I want. I don't. Erg. Okay, we got that. Delete. I know there's like that M dash there. This was not written by AI. This is actually direct copy from a book. Which I have. The New York City Library actually scanned it as a PDF, which is really cool. Alright, so this is what we're working with. I think this is good beginning. I'll get some water before I read this out to you guys. This is also not really with the tempo of the music going on today. Dang. Alright. Once upon a time, there was a poor peasant who had so many children he did not have enough of either food or clothing for them. Pretty children they all were, but the prettiest was the youngest daughter, who was so lovely there was no end to her loveliness. One day, it was on a Thursday evening late in the fall. The weather was wild and rough outside, and it was cruelly dark. The rain was falling and the wind blowing until the walls of the cottage shook. They were all sitting around the fire, busy with this thing and that. And all at once, something gave 3 taps on the window. The father went out to see what was the matter, and outside he could see but a great white bear. "Good evening to you," said the bear. "The same to you," said the man. "Will you give me your youngest daughter?" "If you will, I'll make you as rich as you are now poor," said the bear. I think it's a pretty good first scene. And I'm wondering, which do we draw? So I'm thinking, so I have, go down to our pixel, actually, hold on. Can I move this off the screen? Yes. Alright, I'm going to move this off the screen and I'm going to change the text to white. Because then I can read it when it's off the screen. So I'm thinking, so I have an idea for so I have 2 ideas, and this could be 2 scenes. So we could do the introduction scene of a little, I mean, it says it's a cottage, but we can kind of make it more of a hut, right? And maybe the windows don't even have like, they just have like ratty curtains. And we'll do like classic thatched roof. And I'm guessing there should be a chimney if they're sitting around a fire. But the chimney's probably like in the middle of the room, maybe? So kind of a chimney. And then this is like the opening scene. So we got like weeds in the yard. Not that they really have a yard, but like weeds. And then we do a lemon, right? Daddy Lemon. So this story doesn't say if he's married. And I'm wondering if he's a single dad. Like maybe his mom, maybe the mom died in childbirth after giving birth to the one. Okay, so we've got Dad Lemon. Well, Dad Lime. And maybe he's got like a little cloak with a hood thing going on. And it's all ratty. I mean, lemons don't really have to worry about much clothing. And then we just do a bunch of little citrus. Just everywhere. Maybe one's sitting on his head. Maybe this is Lady Lime. This is the prettiest one, which is going to be Lady Lime. Again, this is a Sir Lemon story, so we already know Sir Lemon is the polar bear, and Lady Lime is the youngest daughter, that's the prettiest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know, we can do like a dozen. Right? Maybe that one's sitting too. I don't know. Okay, so that's like panel 1. And then maybe we do... I think we're going to get 3 panels out of this. We won't be able to draw all of them today, but I think we're going to get 3 panels out of this. So then we do an inside scene, right? So let's see. We think the stove is in the middle. Like the fireplace is in the middle. I'm thinking is they might just have like an open pit kind of fire. So we do like some rocks. And then they have like a little hood coming from the bottom. And then like a little spit in the middle. Little cauldrons hanging on it. Right? Something like that. And we have... So we've got a window. You can draw some of the kids sitting around. Doing this and that. You can do a little window over here with the ratty curtain, but it's blowing because there's wind. And then we can just have like, I don't know, wood paneling or something. Okay, I got that. And then I'm thinking we draw the scene with our ratty window, right? With its sad curtain tacked on. And we have our lemon, our Mr. Lemon. Hang on, he's got to be standing on a box. So we need to make this a little smaller. And if he's up here, right, if our lemon dad is up here, with his little ratty cape thing, he's got a little sad hood too, right? And then his little magical boots. And I think he's on a box. I mean, he is short. He's a lemon. And then we have... How much of a polar bear would fit through this window? And I also think the window's a little small. We might have to make the window like a bit bigger. Is that too big? That might be too big. Maybe there. So now we've got... Alright, so we do like an eyeball. I think I need a need a reference image. Polar bear head. Save image. No, we're not saving this in World Goth Day. We are saving this in Sir Lemon Fairy Tale. Boop. Oh, maybe we do this one? I like the angle on this one. Well, we could do this one because it looks like the nose is poking in through the window, maybe? Maybe that's what we do. Alright. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. I minimized a window. And I don't know which. There it is. Okay. Whew. Okay, where's our view? Thinking we do this one and have like the nose coming through the window. I think that'd be funny. So let's scale it up. I think the nose would be about as large as the lemon. So, this is a giant bear. Right? He's not even going to fit through the window, really. We might have to move Daddy Lemon. I think we're going to end up moving Daddy Lemon. Let's redraw this whole thing. Okay. Maybe we'd draw a little smaller. Okay, so I'm thinking now that the... No, that's not what I want to do. Go away. I'm thinking now that the window is kind of like here. I don't know if they're rich enough for a window frame yet. Okay, hang on. We need to scoot this down. Bit. Okay. And so now the curtain's going to come up over. I think the window's kind of going to come up. So I guess he's doing a service right now and he's keeping the wind from coming in. Maybe we can have that come down a bit more so there's like a little gap there. Alright, so do that. Okay, we got we will be making this more cartoony in a little bit. Okay. It looks just like a giant... It's just a giant, it's a giant nose. This poor lemon. Alright, so we need the lemon to be about here, or the lime. He's a lime. Lemons are vampires. Okay. Alright, Daddy Lime. He's standing on a box. Does he have a hat? That's a good question. I feel like he would have some kind of hat. I mean, he's got the hood, kind of. I think we'll just leave him with the hood. I don't think we need to draw a hat. Alright. So we have 3 panels just for these 2 paragraphs. It's not hardly anything. Does it even, can I even say how many words this is? 175 words. We have 3 panels for 175 words. So I guess we should get to work. And we need to think about scale also, because if the window's like twice as large as he is, we need to keep that in the thought for the previous scene, for this scene mostly, probably this scene too. Yeah. So, well, I guess we get started with the first scene, huh? What I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut this off of here. Deselect, and we're gonna paste it into its own layer. That way we can turn that layer off. And now we can futz with this layer. So this is like our opening scene, and I kind of feel like it should be at least... Hold on, let's... I mean, I kind of want to be able to shuffle these scenes around a little bit. But like if we do this one pretty big, or maybe we do this one like a landscapey. So like it fits in the top half. And then we do these 2 so they fit down there. Oop. Hold on, we gotta lock our guides. I messed that up. Where's that? You're supposed to be there. View, lock guides. We can make this also take up more space. So maybe we do something like that for our first page. And it's mostly just so we can get the proportions right. No, we want that. Okay, so let's rotate this. So if we make this take up like the whole page, most of the page, when we scale it down, it should still work. So we stretched it out. We can scale it. So I'm thinking something like that for this one, scale-wise. Okay, we're going to basically redraw this, but we need to make sure that we have like the proper scale and stuff. So let's pick another color. Let's do green. No, because that'll be too easy. We'll do a blue. Alrighty, so we want, let's see if we can get a reference image for a hut. Hut. Images. again, he is like as poor can be. He's got a bazillion kids. Right? Oh. Some of these might work. None of them have windows, though. I don't think any of those will work for us. I think this, like, little AI rectangular one is probably, well, it's a 3D model, so it might not actually be AI. How did he get a fireplace? Oh, this is cute. I think we're gonna do something like this. Save image. Save. Alright, I think this is the vibe we're going for the house. Something like, wow, this is so tiny. Something like that. There, transform, flip horizontal. We're going this way. That gives us our window and a door, and then that's like the chimney area. It's most likely like a central pole. And now it's all made out of mud, which is very helpful for us. But, I mean, it's a European Norwegian fairy tale. It'd probably be made out of wood. So we can maybe make it like wood slats, like the outside of wood logs up and down. It's more likely it would be made square, but I think we're going to go for round. Just because. So we want this to be like most of the screen, most of the scene. And I love how when something says like, oh, this is a PNG, and then it's like not a PNG. Go figure. So let's, hey, excuse me, I'm going to reduce the opacity. I do kind of want it to be a little smaller, which means he's going to have to be smaller to fit through the door. Oh, and we can customize the door to be lower and wider because they're citrus. So maybe we can actually make it a little bit more squat. Because they don't need the height. They just need the girth. The width. So maybe it's more like that. Yeah? Okay, we got our blue. So, what I'm thinking is we make the doorway lower. Kind of like this. Right? And it might also only have like a piece of cloth, which I'm fine with. Maybe we'll do the Asian style with the two pieces of cloth. Again, not rich. Maybe they couldn't afford a door. Alright, so we've got a log here to hold up the roof. Maybe it's a piece of tree that he couldn't sell. And we've got something similar over here. And then maybe it is leaning in a little bit. Right? Okay, so this window needs to be a good size to hold the bear. So it needs to be able to hold maybe a wee bit smaller. maybe higher also. Because remember, he needs a stool to see out, to look out. I think we've got it almost square in the other one too, so I think we're going something like that. Right, and then it's got a little piece of fabric blocking that. And then it's got like a little chimney. It's probably made out of a log, honestly. A little thatched roof thing happening. Oh, we gotta draw the bottom of the house. Oh, we gotta draw, okay, logs mounded with dirt, right? So, dirt, log, dirt, log, dirt, log. There's no raised floor here, so it's just dirt. The doorway comes all the way down to the floor. He's poor. He just has dirt. So maybe there's like just dirt mound around the house. I'm not sure how I would draw that. We'll figure it out. And then like a little packed dirt. Okay. That's very confusing. All right, this is our little lime hut. So it's got a dirt floor. Okay, this can kind of come down a little bit more forward, I think. So we got something like that. I don't know if he's a woodcutter. It doesn't really say, but we know that he's not wealthy, right? So his house is literally some sticks and some dirt. Okay, so he has to be about yay big. And then some baby limes. Maybe not quite that small. I mean, I guess it should be different sizes, right? So the youngest is the daughter. So she's going to sit on top of his head with her little ponytail. She's going to be tiny. Right? Okay. And he's got his little cloak. Doo -doo -doo. She's the smallest. So there should be maybe another one that's like, hey, Cherry, how are you? So there's probably one kid that's about the same size, like the oldest kid. Maybe we'll put that one over here. kind of want to do this. Copy, paste, remove, layer, transform, flip. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Deselect. Deselect. I don't know why there's that. I don't know what that's up about. We're gonna put another one here, slightly smaller. And then we're going to group. It's just a sketchy layer so we can, it doesn't have to look nice. No, I want to rasterize. Thank you. Rasterize. Perfect. All right. Tell me only good news specifically about your basement. There is no change on the basement, which I guess is good news. The other good news is we're picking up on Sir Lemon's stuff, which I think is very good news. We have a new roof. We have also installed a few more security cameras. Yeah. I'm hoping we can get better insurance deal with our security cameras. Okay, this is the oldest daughter Lime. She's poor, so she doesn't like get fancy clothes. She just has a full cover. Full cover sack. Well, maybe we could make it like a sack. I bet the neighborhood dogs are really excited about your new roof. I don't know. It just took them so long. I think they underestimated how challenging it was going to be, just because of all the geometry going up on the roof. I still feel bad for them. But it came in like $1,000 less than they were expecting, so that is totally fine. I'm excited about our new roof because that means our insurance rates go down. Alright, so she's got like little sandals. I feel like that's all they can afford for her. And they need shoes. Did you get dog woof of approval? We don't have a dog. There is no dogs to give approval, unfortunately. The cats are grateful. That's all I got. Oh, the neighborhood dogs, they don't care. They literally don't care. None of the neighborhood dogs care at all about anything to do with our house. In fact, our immediate neighbors, I don't think they have a dog. If they have a dog, it's like an indoor dog. And the lady across the street only has cats. And the people diagonal have, I don't think they have any pets. It's mostly like a rental property. So like every 6 months to a year, they cycle out like who's renting out. Like 2 houses down is the only person that has a dog, and he's got a husky, and the husky doesn't give 2 poops about anything other than playing, because he's absolutely adorable. He's one of those... One neighbor has chickens, cats, and dogs maybe diagonal behind us. I don't really talk to them, so I don't know. Okay. So, we need... So we got a smaller one yet again. Maybe this one's hanging out over here. And I think what we need to do is make like a basic lime. This one can probably also be a boy. It's just standard black, I think. I shouldn't say I think. I know it's just standard black. Just standard black shingles. Tablet. What? What is going on? Tablet. It is not having fun drawing rounded shapes right now. So, do that. We need one that's like side facing. I was thinking about getting white tiles with Epic Alert. They would get so dirty so fast. They would not stay white long. Also, is there... Of course there's a meeting today. There's meetings all the time. Alright, so this one's gonna be... like a boy. Boys get boots, maybe? I don't know. It's pretty hot, though. I wonder what the temperature is out. What's the temperature out today? Tacoma weather today. Oh, it's gonna be like high 80s. Ugh. We're under a heat advisory in Washington. It's been in the high 80s for like a week. It's been miserable. I was in a parade on Saturday. High 80s. 80. It's gonna be like 87 today. We are not looking forward to it at all. I'm gonna have to bring my canopy with me. In fact, I'm gonna put that out there. See, now you've distracted me from drawing and now I'm taking care of things. Queen Lime is Sir Lem's. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. But right now, the queen is in poverty. She is a young lime. She's the youngest daughter of this super poor lime, who has kids. So we're basically, I am creating a visual novel version of East of the Sun, West of the Moon. It is a very old fairy tale. It's one of those like node fairy tales where other fairy tales branch off from it. And I've always really liked this one. It's not my favorite. It's like my number 2 favorite. So I've wanted to illustrate a fairy tale for a while. So a DLC, kind of. So I figure we will, this will be like the project that's probably going to be most of the summer. So 90% of the streams going from today onward until this is done are probably going to be this. Unless, you know, something else happens. Or I get overwhelmed or something. We might take breaks from it. But right now, this is the thing. We should save. Alright, we got... I am just not in the headspace to do any any big projects like that right now. I do feel bad for Pin Card, but I also I'm just not in the headspace to do it. All right, we're just gonna copy and paste this layer. Layer, transform, flip. Move these guys over here. Make them a little smaller. And we can paste it again. Maybe we can rotate this one. Deselect, paste. This one's standing next to Dad. Maybe this is one of Dad's helpers. What are we going to put in the background for this? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We need 4 more kids. Oh my god, there's so many of them. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're gonna go with 13. It's a Norwegian story. 13 is usually a lucky number. All right, we've got all the kids. We need a background. Now, again, he is poor. Like, he is dirt poor. We don't know how he has this hovel. I am assuming that he built it himself before he was super poor. I am also figuring that, like, his wife is dead, and I'm guessing she gave birth to Lady Lime up here and has passed on after that. So where does he live? It's a Norwegian story, so I'm guessing he lives like in the forest or like on the edge of town. So are there trees back here? I mean, it would make sense. And maybe some bushes. Maybe they eat the berries and stuff. I think we're just going to put forest. So we'll do, but it's back a little ways. So maybe the forest starts like there. So pre-forest shrubbery. And then we just have some trees. Maybe there's an evergreen or a deciduous right there. There's a deciduous right there. And this is all like dirt and rocks and stuff. Maybe he's lucky and he has a stone floor over the years. Maybe. Alright, I'm thinking that this is our first scene. And this scene goes with, once upon a time, there was a poor peasant who had so many children that he did not have enough of either food or clothing to give them. Pretty children they all were, but the prettiest was the youngest daughter, who was so lovely there was no end to her loveliness. So this is the first paragraph. And our princess, our Lady Lime is right there. She's the prettiest. She's also the youngest. So she's very small. So I'm thinking we delete that. We don't need it. Let's smush all these down to one layer. Okay, we've got the scale right. I think we're doing good. Oh, we drew this with like a really big pen. Actually, that's okay. Because we are going to shrink everything down, so we do want to draw with a bigger brush than I usually would. Because usually I draw with like a 30, but this on like a little 6x6 inch canvas. And this is normal paper size, US paper size, 11 by 8, 8.5 by 11. So if we stick with the 34, which is currently on here, I think we'll be good. In fact, I'm going to go up. I think I'm going to go up to 70. Because when we scale this down, it's going to be about half the size, which will put the thing about 35 pixels, which I think is good for what we're going for. Okay. Now, do we work on this and get all the lines and stuff done today? Or do we get all the sketches for the other ones done? I'm kind of leaning forward to just doing one panel today. And we might be able to get the shading in. And then if we finish earlier than expected, we can start working on the other ones. I like that there's a thing in here. It was on a Thursday evening late in the fall. Like, whoop-de-doo. Like, it doesn't matter that it was on a Thursday. It's kind of cool that they have it on a Thursday, but it doesn't really matter. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with our line work. We are using Dynamic Rough. I don't actually want to use that one. I feel like we used the Dynamic Indian ink last time. Oh, Analog Nib. That's what we're going to do. We're going to write this down somewhere. We are using... So we're going to make this a 70. And we're going to write down... Come on. Come on. No, I don't want it on that layer. I want it on this layer. We'll just call this swatches. We're not doing swatches, but so we are using the analog nib. That's 70. We're going to need that later because in like 3 months, when we take a break from doing this and we come back to it a month later, I'm going to completely forget. So it is important. All right. Okay, let's get to work. Do, 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 do. It's our little chimney. Whee! Save. I'm not trying to make this look crappy, but I also at the same time think that it'll work good if it looks kind of not great. Again, he's Poe. He's got like 12 kids and no wife. On the plus side, I don't think we have to draw his house like more than twice. And because we've drawn it once, we'll have a reference for it for later. And then we have to come up with like a mansion for him, because I think later they get a nicer house. I shouldn't say I think. They get a nicer house later. Yeah, okay. Whee! Depending on how this one goes, the next one we're going to draw is another fairy tale. I believe it's called Rose Red and Snow White. And it starts off pretty similarly. But Baba Yaga's in it. I wonder if Baba Yaga's in this one. I only read like the first page to make sure that like this is the one that I was thinking of. Oh, no, apparently there is a mom. This is a stepmom. Okay, so we got our first paragraph. So the man would not be sorry to be so rich, but he thought he must have a bit of a talk with his daughter first, so we went and told them how much there was a great white bear outside, and his word to make him rich, so if he could only have the youngest. And the girl said no outright, and nothing he could get her to say anything else. And the man went out and settled it with the bear. And the bear says that he would come next Thursday evening to get an answer. In the meantime, he talked to his daughter. He kept telling her of the riches and how they would get... Oh, of all the riches they would get and how well she would be... how well off she'd be. And after a while she agreed, so he washed and mended her rags and made herself as smart as she could. As soon as she was ready for the trip, she didn't have much to take along, right? So the next Thursday the bear comes and he asks, "Are you afraid?" She says no. And she says, "Just hold on to my coat." They rode a long way off near a steep cliff. And the bear knocked on the cliff. Oh, okay. So, like, they're on the bottom of the cliff. The door opened, and they came to a castle. And she gets a silver bell, so if she needs anything to ring. So, very Sleeping Beauty, that part. Not Sleeping Beauty, Beauty and the Beast kind of part, if you're getting that. So she lives there for a while and she gets homesick and she tells the bear that she's homesick and she's like, oh, the bear is like, okay, well, you can go home, but you cannot be alone with your mom and you can only talk to her when she's around, when others are around. She'll want to take you by the hand and lead you to a room and talk to her alone, but you must not go or it'll bring bad luck for everybody. So, that weekend, the bear came and took her to see her family. And their beautiful house, and tells her not to go talk to her mom by herself. As well, she said it was very good where she lived, and she had all she wishes. And the narrator's like, I don't know what else she said, but I don't think she told any of them the whole story. And then the mom tries to talk with her alone. So there is a mom. We have to draw a mom, unfortunately. Oh, maybe one of these kids could become the mom. We might just have to draw in a mom. Or we can add another kid. I feel like 13 kids is a lot. Or is a good number. So I think we're going to do 13 kids and we'll maybe make this one the mom. And we'll just draw another kid. Maybe she's holding another baby lime. Alright, let's get this one going. Kind of surprised that they have a mom. Truly am. Alright, I think we need to draw some of these lines in the front. We might move him closer to the house. So let's, you know what, let's scooch this. Because we can always move it back. I know where things are supposed to be. So let's scooch this closer. In fact, she's probably about there. Alright, this will be Mama Lime. Her little raggy dress is maybe she's got like a little collar because maybe once her dress was okay. Like maybe her dress wasn't like terrible. But having kids can change things. Maybe she's got some hair. She's got like a low bun or something. She's probably wearing an apron also. All right, and she's got boots. We're gonna give the boots to the adults and sandals for the kids. All right, there is sad mommy Lime. I gotta go to the bathroom, guys. I'm gonna be right back. I have been hydrating, so quick break time if I can find the right thing. If you're on Twitch, I'm gonna run an ad because I can. If you're on YouTube, enjoy the music. Oh, wait, there's no music. Where's the music? Hold on, cancel. And we do have another NCS playlist happening, so there we go. All right, I'll be back in a minute. And back. We'll get back to drawing our poor citrus. Okay, let's scoot this back. So I kind of want him, I actually kind of want him like way closer. Maybe clipping off that, kind of like that. This is why you sketch things out. And we're going to have some Welch's fruit and yogurt snacks. These are not as good as the Yogis. They're okay. I don't know what brand, I don't remember what brand the other one is, but the Welch's ones were $2 for a box of 8. And the Yogi's ones were like $6 for a box of 12. We need to set our eraser to the basic. I'm probably going to put it at like 30. Because we're going to need to erase some. So we need to erase a little bit of this. Okay, maybe a little bit more than I was expecting. Okay, let's scoot him into the middle. Wait. Lady Lime is the other way around, isn't she? She is. She is more like this. Okay, she's got a little dress. And that's her hair. Oh wow. I think we need to maybe draw Dad first. That's not right. Okay, he's also got shoes. Alright, now Lady Lime. She is sitting on her dad. Her little feet. She's got a little scraggly dress. And her hair. Okay. Save. Alright, we got mom and dad limes. Now we need to do so I think we can do the rest of the house. And then we can add some of the kids. Alright, we're gonna do that. That is the wrong layer. I called it limes instead of lines. Okay, I think we're doing good there. So what we're gonna do is this one's thin. And then this one is like our normal size. So I think it's gonna come here. Do a little texture. I don't want to do it too much though. Wait, get them all. I'm kind of sad. Do, 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 do. Okay. No, I don't think we want that. I think we want this to be like think that's the other edge of the house. Okay, and then we've got like... Save, zoom out. Awesome. That looks quite pitiful. If you ask me, I'm feeling that that's pretty pitiful. Yes. Okay. Now I'm going to draw these little kids. That was pretty fun. Okay, let's see. They have like just kind of like a big rock kind of for their front. So we need a couple of their kids to be shaped like Lady Lime is. Got little sandals. Oh, we need an armhole. This one I think is going to be sitting. So his little feet are going to be like that. What's that, Bean? What's up, Minerva? What's up? You smelling all the air? Wayland is not down here as far as I know. You can go sit in the window. We should save. Because we haven't saved in a minute. Okay, I don't like how that looks. We're going to erase it. Alright, we need... Sorry, Mom, we're erasing some of your body. I think we'll maybe just give this one like a little bag. Little bandana type situation. I mean, it says they don't have enough clothes for all the kids, so I'm guessing some of the boys don't have actual clothes. It makes sense, right? Alright, I'm gonna scoot that one closer. think this one's also going to be a vertical one. Maybe this one is holding one of the other ones. Alright, and then we can scoot this back. Alright, what do we got going on here so far? Let's save. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need like 7 more kids. Maybe this one is, I don't know, maybe holding a stick. I'm on the wrong layer again. Oh, this one's holding a flower. It's like a sad flower. That one's holding a baby. This one's got like an actual stick. Maybe there's a ball. That's a huge ball for these little guys. And this one's kicking it. My goodness. It's like I forgot how to draw lines. Hey, Allie, how are you? Thank you. I think it's going to be cute. At least this first one's not, like, super sad. We discovered with reading that there is a mom. This is not one of those fairy tales where the mom dies. I've been doing okay. Definitely, like, recovering from, like, super burnout and stuff. Yeah. Sometimes being a human is challenging. Alright, so if that kid is kicking a ball, maybe it's kicking it to this one. Whoa, I don't know what that was supposed to be. These are like little sandals. This family is poorer than poor, that I feel like they need something on their feet. We're not giving them gloves. They don't have magic gloves, but they do have... Man, I'm falling off the screen again, aren't I? God. Turn a wee bit. Okay. Fall off less off the screen. Well, you guys can now see the top of my drawing tablet. It'll be fine. They're wearing clothes. Some of them. The ones that are obviously girls are wearing clothes. I think the rest of them are just gonna get like little sashes or something. Alright, what do we got? We've got Lady Lime. So we got 1, 2, 3. We got 3 girls. Possibly a girl. Maybe a girl. We can make it a girl. So we'll have 4 girls and we can make the rest of them boys. Give her like a little apron thing. What's up, Minerva? You gonna curl up in your box? Okay, it looks more like a tank top than what I was thinking, but that's fine. Alright. Maybe there's another one over here. Maybe this one's a girl. Maybe this one's got curly hair. I mean, none of the other ones have hair except for Mom and Lady Lime, so maybe we just won't put hair on it. Got little shoes. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we need 4 more kids. I guess we're gonna do this one up here. I don't know what that was. I'm thinking this is like an older kid. Maybe this kid has a bag also. Doesn't quite old enough for shoes. So we need 3 more. I think we should probably put a couple on this side, a couple more on this side. Where are we at? We got 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side. 1, 2, 3. So if we put like 2 more over here, and then we put like 1 more in the middle. Let's scoot. Oh, maybe you have one like hiding behind the house? Thinking we put... Oh, really? Tablet? Music is definitely not... BPMs are not where my brain is. I'm not complaining though. Okay, this one's probably going to be looking this way. Maybe there is... What could be interesting to a really poor kid other than money? Maybe there's a basket there? Or a bucket? Maybe it's a bucket. Alright, let's scoot these lines back to where they should be. We'll do... I kind of feel like we do want one like right here. Maybe closer to this one. So maybe there's... Oh, maybe there's... Okay, let's do one peeking out from behind the house. This one's gonna be a girl. Or at least have more clothes than the one that it's standing next to. We have to remember, just because they're poor doesn't mean they're ugly. The story says they are pretty children, they all were, but the prettiest was the youngest daughter, who was so lovely there was no end to her loveliness. So you can still be pretty when you're poor. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think we should, oh, and 13 in the back. I feel like we should add more. I'm gonna add a couple more. They have a lot of kids. We're thinking like a religious family amount of kids, you know, with like the stay-at-home mom that, like, was it that show 19 Kids and Counting, or was it like 18 Kids and Counting? That kind of situation. Maybe that's not like their whole religious thing, but like they have a lot of kids. That's where we're going at. It's also they're fruits, they're limes, so maybe they've just been really nurturing their lime tree. I think it's a lot of kids. Okay, let's get the background going. And then we'll figure out what we're gonna do with the ground. Well, I guess we can just put some texture on the ground. I don't really feel like there's like a border going into their house. Like, if anything, it's more like rocks. But I think we're just going to leave it that way. And then, yeah, we'll do the background. So I don't really need to think super hard about the background. It's not a cloud, it's a tree. And then we've got some evergreen trees. I am guessing, like many... DoorDash, leave me alone. That many of these, you know, medieval families, that they live off of like hunting and trapping and stuff. So I figure maybe he can live near the woods. He can do his best to provide for his family. Maybe he's just not lucky and all he catches are like squirrels and stuff. And maybe that's why they're so poor. That was not what I was going for. Apparently the guy in the song feels like waking up tonight. Where's my little fidget toy? I touched it yesterday. Oh, that's not it. Oh, there it is. Oh, spiky fidget toy to the rescue! I've been making a fist with my other hand, so I'm hoping like the little fidget toy will help distract me from like completely hurting myself. Line work is stressful, guys. Might not be stressful for everybody, but it is stressful for me. And it's digital. Like, if I mess it up, I can just, like, erase it. I don't have to worry about it being a mistake forever, but... No, we are... what that was. These are evergreens. They are supposed to be kind of chonky. Oops. My goodness. Come on, brain. Hand-eye coordination. Alright, we're saving. We're zooming out. See what we got for our first scene. We can turn that off. That's not too bad. We need something out here. Maybe some boulders. Maybe a sad shrub. Like a shrub that's got, well, we could put some grass back here too. A little closer to the forest, there's some grass. Maybe the grass starts around where the rocks are. There we go. There's our sad little Sir Lemon house. Well, okay, this is Lady Lime's house before she gets wealthy. It's a peasant house. What time is it? 1:05, so we have like another hour? Maybe an hour and a half? Oh my god. Oh. Do we want to start some shading? Or do we want to work on the line work for the next one? Okay, we're going to call this one, oh, what are we going to call this one? Just call this one, like, Image 1? Okay, IG1. Cool. So we're calling it IG1. Okay, so we can hide you. We're going to put you all the way at the top. We're going to move the polar bear all the way down to the bottom with the house. Okay, so this one is the inside of the house. And this is for scene 2, and it can be half a page, approximately. Because it's going to be a quarter of the page, approximately, when we shrink it down. Okay, but we do need to redraw this one because the window needs to be bigger. I think the fire is just going to have poles on the side because I'm guessing that the chimney might flare up closer to the top, maybe? Okay, let's do the blue. So the reason we're not doing a full page is because then I have to do math to make the line size bigger, and I can just do half a page. All right, so we've got okay, this is the front of the house, like where the door is. Like right about here. So I think this needs to be even flatter. I'm just gonna write door here, which means the window's more here. Okay, so the window is like here. I think it's like that. So we've got the curtain blowing because it's terrible rain. And we've probably got some fabric blowing in through the door. So we got a little bit of that. So we're probably going to have kids. Let's do the fireplace too. So I think we're going to have like our little vent up here to collect the smoke. Right. This okay, this is also covered with dirt. Or maybe the inside has like a board holding it in. I don't know how the inside of this would look. It's literally just dirt, so I'm guessing that these boards just kind of come into the dirt. Like there's like a little hole, like they dug a little trench and put the boards in and then mounted it up around the outside to keep the water from coming in. Guessing that's what happened. So there's gonna be like water here and like rain and stuff coming in here. I'm just trying to like find places where people don't want to sit. Okay. So, and they have, I'm trying to figure out what kind of fire we should do too. So if we make like a little dirt mound with rocks. Surrounded by dirt. They live next to the fire, the wood, the forest. So they can have as much wood as they want. So maybe here they have like a wood kind of spit thing. They've like tied this together. Oh, oh. I know how to do that. I mean, it's still gonna be tied together. So, got this. It's gonna have like a little knob there. Oh, we need it to be on the outside of the fire too. So this needs to kind of come like this. And this is gonna come over and hang down. And there's gonna be this knob here. Okay, and so we've got a pot hanging from a hook. I'm thinking like they're cooking something. It could be sawdust, we don't know. And the fire's kind of wild. Okay, let's hide that. Okay. Feeling pretty good about that. And then now... So we've got kids doing things, people doing things. Oh, we gotta put the window in. Window's over here. So I think we just see like, because if this is the wall, we're just gonna see kids and lemons all like sitting. Maybe this is the mom with her hair in a low bun. Maybe she's darning or something. Maybe there's one kind of over here with a stick. Maybe there's the ball over here. Can maybe put another one there, another one there. There's no way we're going to draw all the kids, by the way. Some of them are going to be off the screen. Maybe one of them's like over here tending the fire. Maybe this is Dad. Dad's tending the fire. He's got boots. And a stick. Maybe we draw another one here. Staring at the thing, oh, maybe we'll put the ball here. We can race that ball. And there's nobody sitting in front of there, so maybe there's somebody behind Dad. Put somebody over here. So that's Mom and Dad. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another one of the older ones here. We don't know what they're doing. They're doing stuff. They're doing this and that. That's what they're doing. So maybe there are some kind of largish rocks in here. I don't feel like they have rocks. I feel like it's just dirt. Just dirt. think that's kind of where we're going. So let's reduce this, and then we can start on the next lines. Oh, we're gonna do them right next to each other. So IG2. There's construction going on kind of across the street, and every once in a while, like, the weirdest sounds like come out of that area. It's very unusual. All right, let's draw this kid first. When I do rocks like this, like when they're in dirt, I kind of feel like I'm drawing teeth. Like, that's what it feels like. Like, don't they kind of look like gnarly teeth? Need to put some logs in here. Oh, save. Very good. Very good. I don't think that's quite right. Something like that. Okay, and then don't know what that's made out of. I really don't. Not my main concern. In fact, why do we even have that? We're just not going to put that in. We want the window. Okay, okay, hang on. Now we need to draw Dad here tending the fire. He's got a stick with a little notch on the end or a knob on the end. Whoa. Alright, we can put a kid back here, I think. Maybe this will be the one with the flower. We can put another one over here. Put some little shoes. Maybe this one's got a stick. maybe somebody else is sitting like right underneath here. Whee! Do, 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 do. Maybe this one's sleeping. Okay, so we've got another person here. Maybe their feet are like really close. They're trying to keep their feet out of the moisture. Yeah. Alright, then we've got this bit of material blowing in. And maybe a little bit over here. Okay, and then we've got Mama Lime. I'm trying to stream, dude.
I'm trying to get this creature's attention.
Oops. Let's. I think we want like a sad little bow back here. Okay, that's better. Alright, and maybe she's darning. Maybe this kid's holding her yarn. Maybe the yarn's on top of the kid's head. Maybe not. I think the kid's just holding the yarn. And these two are, I don't know, maybe this one's sleeping against that one. Maybe they're telling stories. Okay, let's turn the blue lines off. Oh yeah, look at that. We have our sad little house with moisture coming in it. We have some of the family. Oh, we need to put the rain lines. That's what we're missing. Alright, and I think if we do something like this. We can put some down here. Some little splash marks. Save. Okay, now we go. Oh yeah, that's better. Oh, look at that. That makes me sad. That makes me so sad. It only took us like half an hour to draw that. It's because we didn't have to draw so many lemon kids. Okay. We are going to scoot IG2 up underneath IG1. And then I think this is our last one. Yes. The bear nose through the window. So this also can take up half. So I think going to maybe put it about there. Okay, so we need to, hold on, I'm gonna try, okay, the window's there. Now, if I scale that up, so that one might be smaller, and we might make this one a little bit bigger, because I think this is the proper scale for the window. Of course, if I go a whole page, like if I do this and then make We'll do like 85 for the lines. That should be about right. I also feel like the window does need to be bigger. So it's a good thing we're going to redraw this with blue. Crank you down to 50, pick that up, do our blue. So I think the window actually needs to be more like here. Is that about right? Yeah, it's definitely more rectangle. So then we can do 1, 2, 3 planks. And then we have this. Okay, hang on. This is why we sketch things out. Maybe he's not even standing on a box. Maybe he's standing on like the upturned bucket or something. So if we do, it's gonna be like that. And then this will be like all roof, and this will be floor. Scoot it up. So we can show his bucket on the floor. I'm thinking we're doing that. Okay, we can go back down to 70. All right, let's finish this. Okay, so this comes down to like here. Not quite that. Right, okay, so he is standing on a bucket. Bucket is okay, the wind is blowing, so his cloak is kind of out. All right, now we need to kind of make the bear nose bigger. I think we're dealing with that. So maybe we make this a little bit smaller. Oh my goodness. So that, this one, and this one disappear. Okay. All this brain work we're doing today. Alright, so this kind of... keeps that. So I think the bare nose goes. And his eye. Okay, hide that. Oh, we need 1, 2, there, there, there. Sometimes when you change what you're doing. Oh, and then this is all water. At least the rain's not coming in anymore, right? And we probably need a kid or two over here. This one's still got her little flower. And then the one next to her. Oops, I thought that was the eraser still. Oh, and... oh, that's the eraser. Good lord. I think we're on the right track with this one. Oh my goodness, sleepiness. All right, lines. No. Ig threes. Okay, so let's get this bucket first. My eyes went cross-eyed for a second. Holy smokes. I'm guessing there's probably some cracks or something in this bucket, which is why he has it, them being so poor. I'm gonna do this other kid. That's too big. Yes, 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 we're getting there. Slowly but surely, we are getting there. And then we have to decide if we want to do color next week. We're shading, not actually going to color these. Save. Oh, this is beautiful. This is coming out so good. All right, so let's. Do 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 do. I think I need to scooch everything over a wee bit so I can get this without going into the gutter. Okay, we kind of want the wood patterns to be similar on this one as they are in number 2. So I'm going to scooch 2 over so I can use it as a reference. I specifically want just this section, so... So we've got like a U. This one looks like we're just doing some of these. And looks like the same with this. This one looks like it's kind of like this. Cubanes. Ha. All right. I think we're done for today, guys. All right, so we'll read what bit we've got done. Once upon a time, there was a poor peasant. I'm going to change it to like, once upon a time, there was a poor peasant couple who had so many children they did not have enough food, of either food or clothing for them. Pretty children they all were, but the prettiest was the youngest daughter, who was so lovely there was no end to her loveliness. One day, it was on a Thursday evening late in the fall. The weather was wild and rough outside, and it was cruelly dark. The rain was falling and the wind was blowing until the walls of the cottage shook. They were all sitting round the fire, busy with this and that, which is what we've got here. Then all at once something gave 3 taps on the window. Must have been the window frame. The father went out to see what was the matter. Outside, what should he see but a great white bear? I like this better. Maybe we can change it to he opened the window to see a great white bear. Good evening to you, said the bear. Same to you, said the man. Will you give me your youngest daughter? If you will, I'll make you as rich as you are now poor. I like this better. Mostly because I also don't want to try outside again. And I think this is funnier. So we're going to go with this. Yay! Alright, so we got like the first, 175 words done. Not a big deal. It's pretty happy, and I also think it's pretty self-explanatory as to what's happening. Will we have text that goes along with it? Of course we will. But this was so much fun. You know, we should export these also. File, export. We are going to export, now we're going to do a PNG. Alright. So that's export. This is page 1. think we can probably fit both of these on the page. Well, we should probably put them in order. Page 3 over here. Page 2 over here. Oh, looks like we might need to shrink them a wee bit. Alright, let's shrink these a teeny bit. Like that. File export, PNG. That's not too bad. Stored, page 2, and 3. They're not really page 2 and 3, they're images 2 and 3, but I kind of like where we're going with this. All right. Okay. I think that's it. I think we're basically done for today. We will put up image 1 on the screen. We can all ogle it, and I'm gonna do a quick journal entry. I'll find my journal folder, and it will be quick. If I can find it. That's not it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Move this off to the side. Put these down. Move my keyboard over to the tray. Get my pen out of the way too. My stylus, you can go in there. My glove can go in there. Egad. Ugh. Alright. Where's my folder with the stuff in it? Do 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 do. File save as. For some reason I thought it was the 23rd, but that was yesterday. Alright. Oh, right. Okay, so let's lower this so I can type without hurting myself. Alright, so we need to let's do the high, low, and buffalo. Oh, come on. Chair, cooperate. Alright, so the high of my week, I was in a parade. Oh my god. Hold on, I need to make this bigger. I can't read it. Cleats have EA or EE? Alright, my low was sleeping so much yesterday. I was just so tired. I could not keep my eyes open. I got off work and I laid down and I was like, I'm only going to lay down for like an hour. I just need a little nap. yeah, that did not happen. It was a many hour nap. I woke up long enough to feed the cats and went back to sleep. It was not fun. It was not nice. I do not like it when I'm that tired. Weird thing. Definitely the parade. We spent so much money on ice cream. So after the parade, we walked the like event, the rest of the event, and I bought ice cream for everybody, and it was like $55. That was so much money. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see what else I did. It was a busy week. We colored my hair Thursday. Friday was the Juneteenth holiday. What movie did we watch? We watched Little Shop of Horrors. And we didn't watch the, like, movie version. We watched the musical version. The musical version from the 80s. It was a lot of fun. Is that not how you spell Juneteenth? The autocorrect wants it to be June-teeth. Okay, I spelled it the way it's spelt in the day planner. Saturday was the parade. David drove me up. And Julia. I can't spell. Learned, Learned. Put leaned. what did I do Sunday? I didn't call my dad, but I told him I wasn't going to call him and I would call him on Monday or Tuesday. And then I basically napped all day. When I got my new phone, Venmo, this was months ago, like, God, probably almost a year ago. For some reason, Venmo, like, disconnected my bank account. Like, it was connected for a couple days after I did the transfer, and then it dropped it. And every time I tried to reconnect it, it kept trying to connect to a different bank account number, which was very frustrating. But I fixed it on Monday. Probably before calling my dad. And pest control came by. Thank God for pest control. I think the fleas would be off the hook this year if there wasn't pest control coming out to my house every 3 months. Ugh. And then... I also haven't cooked in days. I've just been like surviving off of leftovers. I cooked so much well, maybe not even last week. The week before. So I'm eating like 10-day-old leftovers. But I don't care. It's so hot. It's so hot to cook anything right now. I might cook tonight, maybe, when I get back from the artist meetup. Yesterday I paid for an event. I'm gonna vend somewhere in July, mid-July, late July. I'm gonna vend at a night market. Pairing. Autocorrect never change. Oh, that's not how you spell that. Mooring has been... Ladies. So, okay. Got that. 357 words. I think it's almost twice as many words as last week, but we're done. We did our warm-up, right? We did all the lines and stuff. We created the line work for 3 images for the first couple paragraphs of the story that we're working on. And so next week we'll probably do some shading on them. I think that's right. And then I guess, depending on what the time is like if we get all the shading done pretty quickly, we will start on the next couple paragraphs. Yeah, and maybe next week I'll have worked out and I'll have more energy and stuff. It's just so hot. It's so hot. And we're not used to it. I also do not do great with the heat. Maybe I just need to move up north again. Go further north. Go back to Alaska or something. It's just so hot. Ugh. Alright. Enough of me complaining. I did all the things that I'm supposed to do today. So I think it is time to log off. I will see you guys next week. Bye!